Okay, I'm going to go over with you today on how to get a British citizenship by way of residency in a British overseas territory. There was a good article on this in IMI newsletter, and I wanted to highlight a few things on what I've learned in the past dealing with British overseas territories. And one thing that I like about the way they're going to do this program is they're going to take a lot of the locals out of the situation. Turks and Caicos is a British overseas territory, and I ended up in 2002 going there. In fact, I was thinking about running a business from there. It was incredibly slow. I couldn't get anything done, and they've had a lot of problems there. In fact, there's been quite a few people that have put in the time period to get the citizenship there, and then get the British passport, which you have to get the local passport first before you get the British passport or the British overseas citizenship passport. And what happened was I had a friend of mine who was a lawyer, and he ended up going back and suing the government because there were people there who had been there for 30 years who couldn't get the passport. I mean, these people here are just beyond slow in places like this. So you really have to take it out of the country's responsibility, and this is what they're doing here. And I'll tell you one thing, the Leeward Island chain of countries, which St. Kitts is in, also the American Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands are all in that same area, is by far the prettiest area of the Caribbean. That's where St. Bart's is. You got St. Martin's. This is the area, and Antigua is also in that area too. But let me tell you how this is going to work. And this is something that you really should look at because they don't have an income tax. They also, it's an English-speaking country, which is really nice. And really good weather, some of the best weather of any place in the world. Also, folks, if you can do us a big favor, we don't monetize our channel. It would do us a big favor. If you like our video, give us a thumbs up. And then also hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen here, and you get new videos automatically as they come up. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And if you got an income of at least 150,000 US dollars a year, or you got a net worth of at least 1 million US, and you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. Okay, let me explain to you how this works. Premier Wheatley had described the RBI, which is the Residency by Investment Program, as a strategic initiative to generate revenue through application and processing fees for residency permits. Now, he says the program will focus exclusively on residency rather than granting citizenship. Now, this limitation exists because the BVI lacks the power to legislate in the area of citizenship. Now, understand this requires knowledge of the various status types in a British overseas territory, also called the BOT, such as the British Virgin Islands. Okay, now, local status falls within the purview of the local British overseas territory government. The BOT uses different terms like belonger status in British Virgin Islands and Bermuda, or simply status in the Cayman Islands. Now, Turks and Caicos also uses belonger status, which is it's before you actually get the citizenship is the pathway for that. Now, this status grants exclusive rights in the territory, including the right to run for local government office. You don't see this very often in the Caribbean, where you can literally run for a local government office, because even in St. Kitts, if you get citizenship in St. Kitts under the economic means where you're coming in, you're just investing, and you're getting the passport, you cannot run for any public office in St. Kitts, even if you're a citizen. That's the only difference between an economic citizen and someone that nationalizes in St. Kitts. And a lot of the islands have been real strongly protecting their people that are trying to nationalize and running for public office. Now, this differs from the BOT citizenship. BOTC, which stands for British Overseas Territory Citizenship. The UK government holds exclusive authority over granting this type of citizenship. This is the thing I like about this, okay? Just taking it out of the hands of the locals. Now, the British Nationality Act, the BNA, governs naturalization rules, which the UK government administers through the local UK governor or the Home Office. Now, since May 2002, BOTs British Overseas Territory citizenships can register for and obtain full UK citizenship. This is nice, man. I mean, this is a really good program, and you can get the passport in the UK, and you don't have to go there and live there and pay the high taxes to do that. Now, under the BNA, an applicant must maintain at least only 5 years of residence, including at least 1 year without time restriction by getting a permanent residency. Now, applicants must not spend more than 450 days outside the British Overseas Territory in the 5 years before application and cannot spend more than 90 days outside the British Overseas Territory in the final 12 months. Now, applicants can apply to waive these strict requirements, but the government retains the ultimate decision or discretion on this. Now, the local government holds exclusive power to grant residency, but must comply with UK immigration laws. And this is the thing I like about this. They're putting, the UK is actually getting involved with their program, which is what they need, because otherwise these things don't work good. The citizenship by investment programs work good in the Caribbean, but when you get in these residency by investment programs, if you don't have some sort of real governance where they go in and they stick by what's in the law, people just get really pissed off and they just take off and leave because the government doesn't go by what they said they're going to do. Now, this prevents a BOT governments from passing residence laws that exclude paths to permanent and indefinite residence. Now, hence, when British Virgin Island exercises its legislation authority to create a residence program, it must allow for permanent residence. Now, an individual's, and this leads up to citizenship. Now, an individual's qualification for BOTC and ultimate UK citizenship depends on meeting the BNA requirements or obtaining discretionary relief from UK officials. This is one thing I really like about this program. And I tell you, I've seen a lot of programs, but this one I really, really like. Now, whether the EU attempts to impinge on Malta's national sovereignty over the mine program or a BOT like British Virgin Island announces a residence-only investment program, is critical to know who has the legislation authority and who does not. So you really want an outside party when you're dealing with the Caribbean. Even St. Kitts, on their residency by investment program, there have been so many complaints on the program here in St. Kitts, on their residency program, because they don't go by the statutory period. I've seen people, you're supposed to go 14 years out before you apply for the passport and you nationalize. I know a lady that went another 2 years. That's ridiculous. You should be able to get the passport right away after you put the 14 years in. And see, St. Kitts is a self-governing country. This is a British Overseas Territory. So, you know, the UK is getting involved with this. This is the thing I like. But you don't have to pay the UK taxes. That's the great thing. This is a really good deal. This is one of the best deals I've seen out there. Anyway, you know, I'm real critical on these programs. You hear me say a lot of negative things on a lot of these residency, but like I just did one on Uruguay. This beats the hell out of Uruguay. I would pick this a long time over Uruguay. Look at the ultimate passport you could get from this English-speaking country. A lot better weather than Uruguay, and you're not having to take a friggin' language test to get this. This is the great thing about this. If you want to know more on this, again, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. If you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months. And again, folks, if you like our videos, give us a thumbs up. It helps in the algorithm of our channel. It helps us move more videos out. And also, don't forget the subscribe button here on your right of screen, and you'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.